It's the US military's most sacred mission. Mounted Army soldiers transport the remains of fallen service members to their final resting place in Arlington National Cemetery. Today, only 27 soldiers are qualified for the role. Many start off with no riding experience. To get here, they have to endure more than 4 months of training.
If you keep riding 2 meters over left, you end up in the wrong funeral.
And it all comes down to one final test. Instructors grade the rider's form and posture. And one wrong move could mean failure. We went inside their training to find out what it takes to be a horse soldier in the US Army Caisson Detachment. Soldiers who pass the first 12 weeks of basic horsemanship training move on to the final phase. 6 weeks of advanced instruction in Ocala, Florida, known as the horse capital of the world. Army soldiers train at Live Oak Stud, a 4,500-acre farm owned by the family of Chester Weber, an heir to the Campbell's soup fortune.
So my great-grandfather started the Campbell Soup Company. I'm not a maker of soup other than as a hobby.
Weber is an accomplished equestrian athlete, having won 23 national championships in the sport of four-in-hand carriage driving.
Prepare to dismount. Dismount.
In 2024, the Army hired Weber to assemble a world-class team to train the soldiers. Like their riding instructor, Inga.
Find your spot. I want straight lines. I need space between my horses. I'm not happy. If you turn too late, you will bounce into each other. Too early won't hurt you. Too late will hurt you. Nice soft stroke.
I just misunderstood earlier what you
Good.
said.
That's because I'm German. I grew up as a daughter of a horse trainer, so I was riding before I was born. I was always into horses my whole life. Center line, boys. Mans, are you with me? Good.
Caisson Detachment candidates are selected based on their discipline, composure, and physical fitness. Most of the soldiers arrive with little or no experience with horses.
You ever worked with horses before?
No, first time.
What's that like?
It was scary at first, but now I get used to it, all the training, so.
Turn, now. Don't wait. When we do it perfect, and I want it perfect, then the center line is going to be between Roberts and Sims.
She's very strict, and that's one thing I like about her, because I don't want some trainer that's like not gonna tell me what I need to work on, and she's on my tail 24/7.
Specialist Jamie Sims is the only woman in the squad.
What's that like?
I think it's kind of normal. I was at my old companies, I was the only female too, so I kind of got used to it. It kind of helps having like the trainers that are females.
Where are you, Sims? You are like 2 meters over to the left. If you keep riding 2 meters over left, you end up in the wrong funeral. Division, Volte, March. We are starting with putting the boys into the correct posture and in the correct position and helping them finding balance in case if something happens, a horse spook to the side or gets a little faster or slower, that they don't get out of balance. And when we achieve this, we start to ride in sections, so we ride behind each other. And when they can do this, we put them pairwise together and let them ride in formation. Wait, everybody needs to work together. Sims, this was the mistake you did from the beginning on. We deleted this mistake totally. You never did it again. Now you're doing it again. I don't want it. I give you 4.5 from 10 points. That could be better.
A person like that, they really do care about you. They want you to succeed and, look great on a horse. So I don't blame her for being, hard on us. If a person really cares, they're going to be hard.
23-year-old Sergeant Nick Cardenas joined the Army in 2022 as a motor transport operator.
Before joining Caisson, I had zero horse experience. I knew nothing. So I just started asking questions, started seeing guys, what they were doing on a daily basis. And over time, I started flowing like water.
You need to react quicker. quick. When the mistakes happen, you pick it up. When they come in, you go, okay, good, this is gonna be hard, and maybe we're not gonna make it. But I learned now, say, chill, it's gonna be fine. I'm very confident they get all through, and we'll be fine. Way better. Reward the horses. Say them all good. They all good. Good horse.
Learning to ride one horse is challenging enough. But the soldiers also train on a 6-horse hitch, the formation that pulls the wagon carrying the casket, known as the caisson.
Caisson. Hold.
When you're going left, get over to the right. When you're going right, get over to the left.
Yes, sir.
Okay? Always check your own shit. I know it seems like that's not a problem through there, but it looks bad. Always check your equipment.
To train soldiers on the caisson, Chester Webber hired David Saunders, who worked as a coachman for the British royal family.
I was the Duke of Edinburgh's coachman. I worked for the Queen, and I was served at Her Majesty's pleasure for 20 years. I told you yesterday, the horses have got to cuddle up against each other. The horses are green and the drivers are green, the riders. They've just learned to ride, so it's all a magical mystery tour. The lead, if you don't give them enough room, you're screwed. Okay, gentlemen, at your leisure, follow me. They have to be spatially aware, because it's all about starting, stopping and steering. 3 golden rules of doing Postillion.
In the Postillion riding style, each soldier rides one horse while guiding a second with their right hand.
Good job.
Riders train on both a smaller wagon and the longer caisson, which requires much wider turns.
Good job. Look before you turn, look before you turn. Take control, wheelman, take control.
There are 3 rolls on the 6-horse hitch that pulls the caisson. The rider in the front is the lead. The rider in the middle is the swing, and the rider in the back is the wheel. The team works together to start, stop, and turn, training on an obstacle course.
All together, girls, all together.
The course includes tighter turns than the horses would ever see at Arlington, plus ground obstacles like pool noodles and hula hoops placed throughout.
This is nothing to simulate how they're going to do in a funeral, but if they can do all this, then the funerals will be a piece of cake.
It's kind of nerve-wracking because now it's higher stakes, like it's training right now, but then you have to also think, okay, this is real-life missions, like we can't mess anything up.
For decades, the horses pulled a heavy artillery-style wagon that weighed nearly 3,000 pounds. In 2025, the Army introduced a redesigned caisson that weighs less than half as much as the previous model and has a price tag of $256,000. Today, more than 400,000 people are buried at Arlington National Cemetery. The Caisson Detachment supports up to 10 funerals each week for select service members. For 75 years, the unit was synonymous with one of the military's most sacred traditions. But in 2023, the Army shut the program down.
The Army says it is suspending the use of its military horses following reports the horses are living in unhealthy conditions.
The deaths of multiple Army horses exposed unsanitary conditions and a lack of open space for grazing. During the suspension, more than 2,000 Arlington funerals took place without horses. The program returned in 2025 thanks to the Army's investment of over $30 million to build new facilities and revamp training. That's why the Army called Chester Webber.
Did you get there? They said, okay, so when are you moving to Haymarket, Virginia to help us with this program? I said, hold on a second, guys. I said, there's no moving to Haymarket, Virginia, but I'll make you a deal. If you guys come down to Ocala, Florida, I'd be more than happy to help put together a team of fantastic people to bring excellence and perspective back to the program.
The Army also put a horse veterinarian in command of the unit.
As we look at this and really kind of put the animal first and really put the animal welfare piece of it front and center, it puts a different outlook on it than just solely completing the missions. Really completing the mission and actually more the way we do it and, putting the horses first. The soldiers are the primary people that are actually telling us, like, hey, something's wrong. We're seeing them all the time. So they can pick up on those little telltale signs that rather than treating an illness, we're trying to prevent it before it happens.
The soldiers are responsible for taking care of the horses.
You worked hard today, you got all sweaty.
feeding them, cleaning their hooves, and bathing them.
Taking care of horses is a lot of work.
It depends on what you define as a lot of work. Some of it could be a little bit tedious, but once you get in a rhythm, once you just take things step by step, it's not too bad.
Would you call horses high maintenance?
Yes, absolutely. They're absolutely high maintenance.
All of them have their own like little personalities, and you can see that in their ears, their eyes, their facial expressions, everything.
Most of the horses used by the Caisson Detachment are Percherons, a breed known for its strength, endurance, and calm temperament. But they're prey animals, instinctively wired to flee from danger. Just one spooked horse can disrupt a military funeral, so they're trained to remain steady in an unpredictable environment. Former law enforcement officer Casey Farrell's specialty is desensitization.
So my role here is to teach the horse that if something scary comes in real life when they are doing their duty back in Virginia, is to stay calm and relaxed, and then also teach the soldiers how to handle that.
During training, an air cannon goes off without warning, exposing the horses to the kinds of sudden noises they may encounter during a military funeral.
Yeah, just relax. Who cares about a cannon? If you don't care, the horses don't care.
So it's an air cannon. Nothing comes out of it. It's just gas. Most people tend to, when they hear a big scary noise, they tense up. And when we're relaxed as riders, then the horses relax as well.
There's a bang. We don't want the horses to run away, so they've got to expect a bang all the time. So it's for both of them, so they don't shit their pants. But don't put that on the thing. Good job.
A speaker placed by the obstacle course plays loud music and simulated sounds of vehicles and other loud noises.
They're going to hear a lot of drums, they're going to hear a lot of sirens, gunshots, birds, so it just simulates anything that they're going to hear. So I just call it the noisemaker. It's just a metal paint can. It's got rocks, it's got screws, it's got pennies, it's got all of that. We were trying to figure out what can simulate the noise of a casket going on and off. Any of that so those horses get used to it.
Back in the barn, the soldiers wave flags in front of horses in the stalls to desensitize them to sudden movement and noise.
Happy birthday to you.
As training comes to an end in Florida, Sergeant Cardenas celebrates his 24th birthday.
Happy birthday to you.
The party in Florida may be coming to an end, but this squad's biggest challenge lies ahead. 6 weeks later, they're back in Virginia, training for their final test, known as validation. It's where we ran into a soldier just beginning his time with the Caisson Detachment, who turned out to be a familiar face. Specialist Derek Beasley, a sentinel at the Tomb of the Unknown Soldier, we met while filming an episode of Boot Camp in 2025. After reaching the pinnacle of one elite Army role, he's starting at the bottom of another.
I finished my required time at the tomb, and I wanted to stay in this area and continue working in the cemetery and honoring the dead like I did at the tomb, perfect the mission here.
Inside Arlington, soldiers conduct training rides through the cemetery to familiarize the horses and themselves with the environment. Soldiers known as section workers follow closely to clean up after the horses.
Everything has a part to play. There's always a bigger picture. So, some people have an attitude towards it like, oh, why did I enlist for this? Like, hey, you're doing this because there's a purpose behind this.
The horses are connected to the wagon using a complex system of harnesses, straps, and reins known as tack. The total cost for all of the tack used for the 6-horse hitch is about $160,000. Before they ride in funeral missions, all soldiers have to pass the validation test. Today, Specialist Sims and Sergeant Cardenas are getting their chances. Held in a parking lot, the test simulates the caisson's role in a funeral.
Ready, step.
Riders are graded on their form, posture, and their ability to control the horses if distractions arise.
They're feeling the pressure right now. They're nervous because it's the one thing that you're here at Caisson to do, but they have all the training they need and they're fully capable.
Ready, go, step.
Things were going smoothly until the horses came to a stop. The instructors grade the riders on how they handle the situation. The test is over.
Do you think you passed?
No, I don't think I passed.
I feel like it went okay. Besides the end was a little rough, so we'll see what happens.
So if they pass this validation, they're going to go into the cemetery and conduct military funerals with escort. If they don't pass, it's back to the drawing board for a couple weeks. They'll get back into the training process and they'll try again.
So for the first iteration on lead with Cardenas, you did pass. Whenever the horse is back, you corrected them. You weren't egregious with it, so good job on your part. Sims. So you did not pass. Reason being is because you had dropped the off reins. At one point, Lundino went to go call a caisson forward hoe, and before he could, you had to gather your off reins. And then at one point, your foot did come out of the stirrup. Just make sure that you're keeping your feet in the stirrup. If something were to go wrong, you're maintaining 1 foot in the stirrup.
All right, good job today, guys.
They said everything was good. It's just like one safety hazard that I had my reins and I didn't have control of my horse at one point. I didn't think it was a safety hazard, but honestly, they've done this way longer than I have. I'm new to it. I have high standards to myself. I'm really strong-headed, and I talked to my sergeant and I was like, so when's the next validation? Because I was like, I'm ready for it. I know what I need to do and not do. I just have to wait and see what happens.
According to the Caisson Detachment, Specialist Sims is still waiting to attempt her second validation test.
I feel amazing. I can't wait to start. It has been a long road. I didn't think I was going to make it this far. Through all the training and the prep, it definitely paid off today.
Today, Sergeant Cardenas rides in the lead position on an actual funeral mission in Arlington National Cemetery.
It's a very undescribable experience because months and months of training, just the amount of weight on your shoulders just lets off, but the experience, doing the missions, it's humbling. It's a great experience.
This funeral honored Air Force Lieutenant Henry J. Carlin, who was killed in a plane crash during World War II. After being declared missing in action for nearly 80 years, scientists used DNA analysis to identify his remains.
Emotions were all over the place. It didn't feel real, but at the same time, you're doing your job. We only get one entrance in the cemetery, one experience, so I wish I could relive it again.
Filming for this story began on March 2nd, 2026, the third day of the war with Iran. And one day after the first American troops were killed in an Iranian drone strike in Kuwait. Those killed in action qualify for burial at Arlington with full caisson honors.
When you look at things that are happening overseas, it helps you to really put in perspective what we're actually doing. We're taking them to their final resting place. That's why it's important that we do it correctly.
Caisson. Halt.
The weight of this job is very significant to me. It means a lot. So to be able to do this is something that really like sits heavy with me and just makes me give that extra push to do this job to the best of my ability.